And we are back here for the Daytona Shootout Simple Man Game Calls Oval Cup Series. It's been a long time since I thought we'd be back in here. And we are live with the, like I said, Simple Man Game Calls Oval Cup Series, formerly known as Deep South. Got a special guest in the booth with me tonight. Will be racing this series, none other, and actually broadcaster with me a lot of times, very well known broadcaster, starting to get known because he broadcasts quite a bit now. Jesse Gavey. Jesse, you with me?
Yes, sir. Good to be here.
Man, I'm excited, dude. I'm not going to lie. I've actually, and this is no joke for people watching, I have been excited for this ever since I first spoke to Tommy Reed back a couple months ago about broadcasting his league. We are finally broadcasting it. It is that time. Daytona Shootout. Bunch of different people in here. What are you mainly going to be? What are you mainly going to be looking forward to tonight, Jesse? I know that you're not eligible to race the shootout because this is your first full season that you're actually racing. So, what are you mainly looking for here tonight? You don't actually get to race until this Friday for the Daytona Dual Qualifying. So, what are you mainly looking forward to?
Yeah, I'm just excited to see these guys run. I'm kind of going to be keeping an eye out to see who's pretty good in the draft and who's not. Just kind of looking to see if I can pick my partners early, which is not always a bad thing. So, yeah, I'm excited and getting ready to get this thing out of the way.
Is there one in particular driver you're watching, or is there multiple drivers? We got, I think, 22 drivers actually making a start. I know Don Parasini and a couple others didn't get to make it. Is there a couple drivers you're actually watching, or are you just, it is what it is, and you're just going to see who works well with other people?
Yeah, I'm going to keep my eye out, take a look at everybody. There's a couple people I have got a little bit sharper eye out for. Brian Harford's one of them, the 71 car. Daniel Hill, and probably Josh Sturgill as well.
Josh Sturgill, I don't think's racing. Yeah, he did not. He was not able. Oh, he did make it. Okay, never mind. He did make it. I also want to give a shout out real fast. Simple Man Game Calls. You will see their website once we take our first commercial break. Go check them guys out. And Jesse, I know that you're a deer hunter as well, or I believe you're a deer hunter. I can't remember. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. No, I think it was Landon. Anyway, I'm a big deer hunter. To be honest, I will be placing an order with these guys soon. They are the sponsor for the Oval Cup Series, formerly known as Deep South Racing. Great sponsor to have on board. There's a bunch of sponsors they got for this season. I really am looking forward to this. When I say that, I'm not just saying it to hype it up. And I'm going to be honest, as a broadcaster who runs the league as well, and you can see it here on Sunday nights, one reason why I'm so excited about having multiple top of racing is because we got Cup cars on every Tuesday. We got Truck Series on Fridays, and then we got the Xfinity cars on Sundays. To me, that's success. And some of the guys that race Friday race in our league on Sunday, but I'm going to be honest, you can't ask for a better type of broadcast to see what people can drive in all types of cars. You see all types of oval cars, trucks, Xfinity, and the Cup cars. So this is the Cup car series. Jesse, I know you've been looking forward to this for quite a while. What's going to be your strategy for this year? I mean, we got Daytona. I know you ain't going to say too much, but what's going to be your strategy for this year?
Yeah, I'm coming in as a rookie, so I watched a couple broadcasts. I was in here with you for their race at Talladega. Kind of just stick my feet in, get them warm, kind of feel things out. But honestly, I'm looking to come out and make the chase. I'm pretty comfortable in these cars. Not going to toot my own horn, but I'm pretty quick in these cars, so we're going to see what happens.
All right, guys, we'll be right back after this quick break. We'll get this season kicked off. Daytona Shootout, Simple Man Game Calls, Oval Cup Series. Should be fun. We'll be right back. And we are back here at Daytona International Speedway. Let's take a real quick look at the weather before we get started. We're almost ready to line them up. By the way, these guys qualified. Jesse, do you know exactly? Do you remember how they did qualify? I know, but I can't. I'm thinking about it.
I believe it was just a
single car
like
qualifying,
a random draw.
right? Oh, okay.
No, I'm pretty sure it was a random draw. Out of all the guys who won a pole position last year or won a race, all that kind of stuff.
Also, I want to mention Danny Lowe is a new race director for the Oval Series League, so it's great to have him in here. He's a really nice guy. There's a couple guys in here, and I'm really anxious to talk about some of these guys as well. So they're starting the grid here at Daytona. You can see them, and we're going to go down through our grid. You can also see the ovalracingleague.com on the bottom. That's their website. Be sure to check them out. Daniel Hill, Kevin Strandberg driving a... Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. I apologize. There we go. Casey Hishaw, Dennis Prevail is first and second. Starting third and fourth is Rodney Scott and Bradley Wilson. If I'm not mistaken, I can't remember if Bradley's on the full season or not, but I will give a shout out. That 91 car looks amazing. Justin Epperson, Christopher Matthews. You're familiar with Chris Matthews.
Yeah, he's a strong runner in our CFR league, so
yep.
It's good to see him in here.
Michael Reding, Aaron Taylor. I did get word that this may be Michael Reding's only race, by the way. Richard Rose. If you don't know about Richard, he's a really cool person. You can look up at Richard Rose Films, and they're coming out with a documentary here in just a couple weeks. Daniel Hill, Kevin Strandberg, Raymond Dorman, Alan Wild, Thomas Reed, and Danny Lowe. Starting in row number 9, Brian Hartford and Tyler Spooner. And some of these guys actually did not make it. But yeah, there you go. Who's your pick to win this race?
Man, I don't know. It's Daytona, so obviously anything can happen. But just to take a pick out of the hat, I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with the 34 Chris Matthews.
There you go. That's a good pick. I gotta pay favorites for this race, so I'm gonna go with Jack Williams. I don't see him on track right now, though. Did he lay by?
He's a little bit behind the pace here.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna go with Jack Williams. Christopher Matthews is a good pick. Also, the 11 car, another good pick. I believe that's Bradley. Is that Bradley Wilson in 11? Can't remember.
Yes.
Okay, Bradley Wilson, that ET car. I love that paint scheme. There's a lot of nice looking paint schemes out here tonight. I know a lot of them running special paint schemes for this event. So, fast repairs. Do you know how many they get in one, right?
I believe it's one. Yes.
Okay. Also, got to give a shout out to our guy Joe Burchett over running for a championship in another league. So I got to give him a shout out. Hopefully, he's doing well. I believe he's actually watching the broadcast as well as when he's racing, so that's pretty funny. So a lot of guys tuned in. We're about to get this season, 2017 season, kicked off here at Daytona. Pace car drops in, and we are green flag at Daytona International Speedway. Already side by side walking.
Yeah, both lines getting a good start here. Already see Michael Reding moving up to the high side there.
Yeah, you can see that higher line right now does have a little bit more, momentum on that high line because there's no cars tucked up behind the 91 at 10 of Richard Rose. I believe that's the 10 of Richard Rose. It was last season, so I'm going to act like it is this season right now until I see, make sure. Jesse, if you're out on the track, where do you want to be? Do you want to be the back car in this draft? I mean, or do you want to be right in the middle? Do you want to be up front? What is your choice?
Honestly, around plate track, back is good, front is good, middle is kind of a risk, but nowhere safe on these plate tracks. So I mean, it's a real gamble wherever you are. So
we just had a lead change, and the first lap of the 2017 season goes to Dennis Prevail in that number 6 car, driving a Spotify. Looks like Chevrolet.
Yep, it's Chevy.
Taking that lead away from that number 1 car, Casey Heschel. 91 car of Rodney Scott looks really good too. I like that Monster Energy on the side of it. Really cool looking car. Love these cup cars and the way they look. Tell you another good one is that Michael Reding car. His car looks really nice as well. That Caterpillar number 49. That momentum, we may have another lead change up front, and a 1 did move up to that high side. He's going to take that momentum away from that 6, but he will lead this lap. Here comes the 91 now to the bottom. He's trying to get the momentum. And it looks like the 1's going to go back down and block that momentum. We see that pretty much most of the night. Right now the 1's leading the way. Will you see him go up and down, trying to stop the momentum from both of these lines?
Yeah, you probably will see it. I mean, it's a short race, so if we were looking at the Daytona 250 that we're running next Tuesday, you probably wouldn't see that early. But with being a short race, yeah, we're going to see some momentum stoppers up at the front here.
Let's take a little bit further back in the field. Let's take a look here at Daniel Hill running that number 9 car. Daniel won a couple races last year. Really good, clean racer. I'm definitely interested to see how he does. You can also see that 35 of Thomas Reed leading the way in a little bit smaller group, I guess you can say. Trying to get a close-up. I actually had a close-up. I just got to find it. Real tree on the back. Looking back from Thomas Reed's car.
Yeah, that's a pretty solid looking paint scheme.
It is really nice. Yeah, it is. Right behind Thomas, it looks like that's the 33 of Alan Wild, and then right up above Thomas is the 34. Christopher Matthews up on that high line. Ooh, a little squirrely up front right there just a second ago. But it looks like the 1 will still hold on to the lead. Thomas Reed starting to make a little bit of a charge here on that bottom line. Jack Williams is also on that bottom line. I've just now seen him coming to the picture. Jack winning last year.
Yep. Yeah, he won at Kentucky.
Yep. On a late race restart. Almost had a chance to win at New Hampshire as well. What track are you mainly looking forward to?
I don't know. We're running a full schedule this year, so there's a lot of tracks to look forward to. I'm actually looking forward to walking the run a little bit. But yeah, there's a lot of fun tracks. I'm looking forward to Vegas, Charlotte.
Yeah, I expect you to be pretty good at Vegas, honestly, and not just saying that because you're in here, but I do expect you to be halfway decent at Vegas and Charlotte as well. I feel like your mile and a half tracks kind of suit you a little bit. I also see Josh Sturgill up on that high line. Josh is a really good driver. He's driving a different paint scheme as well. Hopping on board with him. So if we can get a little bit better view of his paint. Sturgill's E-Store.
Michael Ray making it 3 wide for the lead up here.
You see it right here on your screen. 3 wide. There we go.
Wreck.
Michael Redding, 91, is around. That might not bring out a caution. Caution's out.
Caution's out. Caution is out.
Woo! First caution of the night.
Thomas Reed barely got through that.
This is going to be fun to watch on Thomas Reed's view then. 91 being a little bit gutsy. There is a 2 points advantage if you do win this race. You can get 2 points for the chase, so this will help whoever makes it. Whoever wins this race, you get 2 extra points. Yeah, a little bit of gutsy move there from Michael Redding. And it looks like to me the 6 may have actually came up a little bit. Is that what you've seen as well?
I'm kind of looking at it here. Yeah, it looks like, actually I believe that was the 10 car.
It was the 10. Yeah, you are right. It was the 10 car. It looks like it may have came up just a little bit. Riding on board now with Thomas Reed. Whoa, boy, he barely made it through that wreck, did he? Wow, that was amazing.
That was some sort of driving right there.
Yeah, that was amazing. We may actually try to get it. We may try to get an interview with Thomas Reed as well once he. I'm sure these guys will probably come to the pits. So, do you come to the pits? I mean, it's laps 8 now. Would you go ahead and come to the pits? Go ahead and get some gas.
Yeah, I'll take fuel. Might give you a little bit of extra time on the second segment we got coming up. I know we have to make a pit stop after 20 laps, I believe, to take tires. So.
Okay. So when you pit here, do you take tires? I mean, it is not common. We've seen people not take tires around Daytona and Talladega. A lot of times. Do you take tires?
You can take right sides, and then on the second segment, take left sides, and you'll be good for the race.
We will see what Thomas Reed does here. If he does pit, we'll try to get an interview right after. It looks like he is going to come down pit road. So,
and we got a couple guys here staying out.
oh, Thomas Reed, one other one staying out. So we're going to try to get an interview with him real fast. Let's figure out why my camera just changed. Hey, Thomas, you got our copy?
Yeah, I got you. Go ahead.
Just had our first caution of the new season. You barely somehow managed to escape it through that. What's going to be your strategy? We didn't get to talk to you at the start of the race. What's going to be your strategy for this race? Are you going to try to just get up front and see what happens? Or, I mean, you going all out since it is, a shootout? What's going to be your main strategy here, if you don't mind saying?
To win. Whatever it takes. Bragging rights, baby. That's all we got. This setup's a little bit different than what we're going to be racing the rest of the week, but cars seem to be dancing around a lot, so my strategy is get to the front and try to stay there. Everybody just seems to be dancing around a little bit. Maybe the back end's kind of coming out on some folks, but after what we just saw, get up front and stay there at all costs.
Is there one person in the field that you're mainly... hold on a second. Let me fix something. Alright, is there one person in the field that you're mainly wanting to try to work with, or you just work with everybody so it helps you come to Daytona 250?
Well, I got some people who I think are fast, but then again, I don't know who was caught up in that wreck. I got a couple of guys I've worked with in testing, and I'll take anybody. It doesn't matter to me. Whatever helps win.
All right, man. We'll be watching here. By the way, good-looking car right there that you're driving. I'm a big fan of that. So keep up the good work, and we'll be watching you throughout the race.
Thanks, guys.
That was Thomas Reed. I said hold on a minute because for some reason I accidentally muted the entire broadcast.
Casey, you are a leader, correct?
And we will have some in-car audio, by the way, guys. I do apologize if anything bad gets said. Most of the time we don't do that for these guys, however, we do.
Up front, correct?
Because, these guys pretty much know, not to say too much. So, most of them know anyway.
Well, you better answer. I'm going to have Richard go up there and smack you here in a minute.
As you could hear Thomas Reed on the broadcast communicating with number one KC. Looking a little bit further back, how many people is actually involved in that, Jesse? Do you know?
I think we had 5 or 6 cars, I believe.
Daniel Hill, I think, was involved. I'm pretty sure.
Daniel, Chris Matthews was also involved. Alan Wild, looks like Kevin Strandberg was also involved in that as well.
Now, I still see some damage on the back end of this 34 car. They do have a fast repair, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, because the 6 don't look like he's got any. Maybe the 34 just didn't take it. We'll see if he comes back down pit road here. He's riding that yellow line like he may come back down pit road. He may be trying to get some of that damage fixed so he don't have to use it this early in the race.
Yeah.
That would probably be my guess. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much what it is. He looks like he's just got a little bit of a crinkled nose and a little bit of a crinkled back end. Jack Williams made it through, I believe. See him there in that number 54, center force. Didn't you make that paint scheme?
That one's yours, I believe, actually.
Did I make that one? Oh, yeah, I did.
We made so many center force paints for him.
Yeah.
Keep count.
You're right. We've made a lot of paint schemes. It's hard to keep count of so many of them. Supposed to have a different camera. I think we'll go to that here after we go to break. I was looking for it. I think I actually loaded the wrong one up. So yeah, we will switch to a different camera when we take our first break of the night. We're not going to do it right now. But right now it is Casey Heschel. Rick Rose. Do you know anything? Do you know a lot about Rick Rose? I mean, have you heard anything about him? Do you know about what he does and stuff?
All I know is he was working on documentary.
Documentary,
for...
yeah, for the Wounded Warriors.
Right.
So it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Like
that's pretty much all I know about it. Yeah.
he was doing it for like the homeless veterans of America. And I know you're from Canada, so you know I'm sure you got the same problem up there as well. But people go and serve, you know, they're homeless and stuff like that. He actually did a documentary. He went and lived with them in the street and documented it. So it's really cool. I'm anxious to see it come out. We talked about this last year to be exact, whenever it first was announced. So it should be coming out here soon. I know he posted the other day that they're going to have a thing here very soon. So I'm really anxious to sit down and watch it. But in the meantime, he's got a race to try to win as he's sitting in second place. The leader did choose that high line. So that's going to be interesting to see. It's a little odd to be choosing a high line this early or on a restart. But anyway, we're back to green flag here at Daytona. And the one actually got a really good start. Thomas Reed did not get the greatest start of all time. He may lose a couple spots here. This actually could hurt the one unless he dives down, and he will dive down in front of the 10. Looking a little bit further back, everybody's pretty much double file throughout the race. I'm really anxious to see here what the 8 can do as well. Patrick Green in that number 8 car finished second last year, almost had the championship win.
And here comes that 35 on the outside taking the lead.
Thomas Reed will go to the point in that Realtree Chevrolet, pushed by that number 71, Brian Harford. And Thomas is going to duck down to the bottom and leave the 71 up there on top. A little bit of a contact there between the 10 and the 8, but it looks like they're going to be okay. Now this may hurt the 35 here. The 35 has no help behind him. This could help the 1 quite a bit. We'll see what happens. We got 3 wide here with the 8 in the middle. Nope, he's going to get back in line to 14. 10 Hawken. I always have trouble pronouncing his name. Hockenbergner? I don't know. I always have trouble butchering his name. I'll have to get with Thomas and see how to pronounce that. I'm sorry, it's Tim, not Tom. We are watching a battle right now for the lead. And we'll go back and check a little bit further back in this chaotic mess. Here's 54 of Jack Williams running behind the 79 of Danny Lowe to the inside of the 49 of Michael Redding. Michael Redding was involved in that wreck. Looks like he actually did take his fast repair. You can see him as long as the 33. I'm anxious to see how the 33 of Alan Wild does as well. He ran really good last year, and I think he even won a couple races, but fell off a lot in the middle to the end of the season. So I'm anxious to see what Alan can do this season. I know you was talking about a little bit about Brian Harford. You was anxious to see what he can do as well. Last season's most winningest driver, right there in that number 71 car. Currently showing in the 4th spot. That may not be there for long because that bottom line is really starting to group up a little bit and start pushing forward. Starting to see a little bit, kind of like 2 groups here. Jesse, is that something you're keeping an eye on as well? I mean, you know, you're starting to see a little bit group back off a little bit with the 49 now leading the way. Michael Redding leading this group of about, I don't know, 6 or so cars.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a fall off that's meant to happen or what. I know.
Wreck! Thomas Reed in the wall.
Oh!
That's going to take a lot of cars out.
Oh, that was a big one.
49 also gets clipped there at the end by Bradley Wilson. Ooh, somebody's smoking. The 91's smoking. We're going to take a look at replay. I think Jack Williams somehow made it through that, by the way. This is going to be fun to watch. We'll right on, or take a look here at Thomas Reed. Oh, 71 got a hard hit. I want to see it. I think Jack Williams actually made it through that. He's got a little bit of damage on his back end. We'll see what happens. We're on board with him. That was a big one.
That was a huge wreck.
We're riding on board now with the 54. You can see a wreck happening. Yeah, I don't know how he got a little bit damaged. Maybe he may have just got damaged a little bit from just bump drafting, but yeah, he made it through it somehow. Wow. So a bunch of cars damaged there, including Thomas Reed. And the 49 went for a fun ride. Or I'm sorry, it might have been 71 that went for a fun ride. I seen upside down.
Yeah, the 71 got really bad out of shape there.
Yeah, he lost his whole front end. You see it right here on the screen. 71 of Brian Hartford goes for, it looks like a top spinning. Same as the 10 car. Looks like a top spinning. Oh, the 60 almost managed to miss that. Aaron Taylor almost missed it, and looks like he barely got into the spinning 71 as he was coming back down. Pit stops underway. Or I'm sure there's a lot of pit stops underway after that wreck. We'll continue watching this though. Alright guys. Go ahead.
That sucks because we were about 3 laps away from our first segment ending.
Yeah. Yep. Alright guys, so what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to switch over to my other camera views, and we will be right back right after this message again.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
And we are back here for the Superman Game Calls Cup Series for the Oval Cup, guys. Formerly known as Deep South. So their Daytona Shootout just had a big crash right before we came to the end of segment 1. And took a little quick break there, load up some more camera views, and have them ready to go. And looks like we're good to go with that. So, yeah, Jesse, what did you really see on that wreck?
Honestly, I'm not really too sure. It looks like somebody just caught the apron and then Slotstick came back on the track and took out quite a few good cars.
You can see right here on your screen right now, we're starting to double them back up. And we'll be good to go here in just 1 second. We'll be taking green flag once again. See some of the cars going into turn number 1. Casey Heschel has still led 16 total laps right now. We'll be 17 once we take the green flag. Danny Lowe is out front right now in that number 79, the Buzz car. It's a cool looking car. See a Great view there. Just going through some of these camera views, making sure they're working right. Taking a look back here at the 14 car. And it looks like the 33 of Alan Wild has a little bit of damage on his nose as well from this view, anyway.
Yeah, it looks like Josh Sturgill in that 17 car also has a little bit of damage on that left front.
Okay, definitely something to keep an eye on then. Just let everybody know we will be doing Crank It Up here very soon. I know a lot of people actually like that. I'm one of them people. Jack Williams also has got a little bit of damage on his bumper. It looks like his wing ain't damaged, or spoiler's not damaged. It's just his lower part of his bumper. I'm not sure if that will hurt him or not. So a lot of good cars was damaged in that. But right now we're about to go back green flag as we wait for the pace car to pull in. There it goes. And we are back racing here at Daytona, and that inside line got a really good jump. The outside did not go as good as what they hoped. Down through the straightaway. Cars fighting for everything they can. Daniel Hill actually pulling off the track. That could be strategy. A couple of cars actually pulling off the track. We're not sure what that's about. Either way, right now the only battle we see right now is with Danny Lowe right now. Here comes the 17 of Josh Sturgill moving up to that high line. Try to help him up there as well. Here comes Alan Wild. Now the one jumps up. Oh, and the one man calls that one. That bumped right into that 14, and Tim went around hard. You see the 14 right here.
Wow.
But from my angle, it looked like the one was coming down to stop the momentum, and it looked like he kind of came down a little bit too soon. Yeah, or too late.
Just came a little bit down too late. Yep.
Wow. And that's something, you as a driver that's going to race in this league, you're noticing that. We got 3 wide right here, by the way, with Jack Williams on the bottom, the 70 right there, and the 17 or the 71. But yeah, you're noticing this as a driver yourself. I'm sure you're definitely taking notes about that.
Yeah, I'm starting to get an idea of who I'm going to be working with on Tuesday and on Friday, actually, for the qualifying race. So, yeah, I'm starting to take some notes and get an idea of what I got to do. So,
I'll tell you somebody I'm a little impressed with is Cody Wright in that number 38. You can see him right there on that bottom side, that white car, right behind the leader. His car looks really clean. I've noticed him quite a bit. There's actually a couple other guys in here I've noticed that's really kept their car clean. That 71 has done a good job. He did get caught up in that first wreck. However, that was not his fault. So yeah, there is a couple guys in here that's really fast, it looks like.
I will say Brian Harper's trying to pull a little bit of a me from our Daytona race. He's trying to get back up there and get his lap back the hard way.
Definitely a possibility. With the cautions we've already seen, there's actually quite a few people one lap down. Brian Harper, Patrick Green, Justin Epperson, Bradley Wilson, and Richard Rose is all one lap down, so they're going to need their laps back. I'm starting to notice one thing here, though. The cars are getting single file, and that's really what you need to do. Let's be honest. Daytona, you just need to be single file and just ride around and get laps. Even though this is a shootout, that's all you need to do.
Yeah, it's still a long race. It's a 2.5 mile oval. You got 60 laps here, so I mean it's still a long race.
Do you know what time it is? Not literally, but do you know what time it is for the broadcast?
Oh, I think it's time to crank it up, buddy.
I think so. That's a pretty cool looking view. I love that. Rising
Yeah,
right now. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Nah, these cars just sound so great.
They really do. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a big fan. You know, with all the other series we broadcast, I love broadcasting the Cup cars. Me personally, they're so tough to drive. I mean, this is, to be honest, there's not many other cars as hard to drive as a Cup car. People think it's just going to oval. Come and actually drive one, and you can see. No offense against the GT3. Oh, 38. What a save.
Wow, what a save. Holy cow.
The 2 also gets a little sideways. The 2 maybe headed for the pits. No, he's going to save it. Pull back up on track. What a save. That was a great save by that 38. Wow, that's amazing. I think that deserves an instant replay. Riding on board with 38. 34 gives him a little bit of a tap in the bumper. And great save there, though. That was amazing. So, yeah, like I was saying, you know, nothing against the GT3 guys and people that drive the V8 supercars. They're really tough cars to drive as well. Me personally, this car is one of the toughest cars in the entire simulation to drive. I mean, they're tough. You've really got to know and work the wheel properly. You know, I'm really impressed with Jack Williams. I mentioned it. That's what was my pick at the beginning. I'm super impressed, but I'm not surprised to see him up there, honestly.
Yeah, he's definitely a good driver, and he knows what he's doing. So.
Yeah, and, you know, he struggles, though. I mean, that's the thing. He struggles in certain cars. He can't drive trucks that great. He's okay. I'm not going to sit there and act like he can't drive them. He can't drive trucks as great as some people. Oh, we got a car right here on the yellow line. I don't know who that is, but almost caused a big wreck. Oh, it's the 34 Chris Matthews. Hit the yellow line and lost a little bit of momentum. He can drive Xfinity somewhat decent. You know, he's not the greatest by any means. However, when it comes to the Cup cars, he could drive a Cup car, and I mean, I'd give him nothing but respect for it because he's really good at driving the Cup. But we got a six-pack breakaway.
Yeah, we got about 6 cars.
6-car breakaway, yep. I said 6-pack. Now we have one more segment, caution, right?
I'm not sure. We actually had Thomas Reed disconnect. I think he is the only race control, so we might not actually see a caution flag for the segment.
We do have one other race control now. Danny Lowe is I don't know if he's an in-race control. I'm not sure, but I know he's actually he works with the league a lot. He's the PR guy that works with sponsors and stuff like that.
Yeah, I wasn't seeing him as race control before the race, so I don't think we are going to see a caution for the segment.
Okay. Well, that's going to change things, everything, unless there's a wreck. I mean, here is Daniel Hill working alongside with the 68 Cameron Straber. I love that 68 car. That is an amazing looking paint scheme. It's simple, and I really like it. That's really cool looking. Racing down the backstretch, the 1 to 38, the 54, and the 8. Patrick Green, who is a lap down, by the way, but he has managed to actually run in 4th place right now with the leaders. 33 right there in line. He is 5th in line. Is Alan Wild. He is 4th place. And then it is actually the 71 of Brian Harford is also a lap down. So there's actually only 4 cars up front right now that's on the lead lap in this little group we're watching. And honestly,
it'll be interesting to. No, it's okay. It'll be kind of interesting to see what the lap cars do here. See if they can kind of try and get their last back or not.
We're seeing something like what would happen, you know, if guys was to pit. Jack Williams starting to look outside. He's going to move up into that high lane and try to get towards the front, taking that momentum away from the 33 of Alan Wild and the 71. So we may see possibly a new leader. We'll see if the 1 comes up and blocks that momentum. That 38 is on a good move still. He's still, after about losing it, still running really well himself. We do got a smaller pack right here. Well, not smaller, about 7 cars actually starting to catch these guys. I will look here at the previous last laps. Actually, yeah, Alan Wild ran a 44.9. The fastest lap that last time by was a 44.7 or 5.73 or 5.52 with Christopher Matthews, who is in that second group. Actually, I say that, and Daniel Hill actually ran a little bit faster than that. So it looks like Jack was unable to get up to the lead with that. Oh, the one blinking there just a little bit. Yeah, this 6 now leading the way. That is on your screen right now, leading this charge with this second group. It's a matter of time, and the second group is going to catch this first pack.
Yeah, it's not going to take them too long. They'll get hooked up with the lead patch draft, and they'll be right there.
How many laps can you go here before you really start to overheat? Do you know?
Fixed ups, you can go a little while, probably about 5-6 laps before you got to start worrying about it. You can probably push it to about 10 laps.
And that's if you're really tucked up on somebody, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
We got 3 wide here for the lead.
All right, we'll jump back up there at the lead. Oh, yeah, 3 wide for the lead. Jack Williams running that low line. I think the 38 may be stranded right here. That 33 is moving, by the way. 33 about on that high line. This could get interesting. Because that second pack is starting to catch, and it is not far off the pace. He is only 0.6 off the back bumper up to 71 and 54.
Yeah, I believe they're hooked up with front pack's draft now, so
yeah, I think
they'll
you're
be
right.
there very shortly.
Yeah, they just hit 4/10, so I think you're right. Or the 6 just now hit 4/10, so I'm pretty sure you're right. And for everybody watching on YouTube, thanks for tuning in as always. Really appreciate it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And there's actually a little bell, I think, as well that you can push. And as soon as we go live or anything, it will automatically alert you. So a really cool thing that YouTube did. For now on, all of our races will be on YouTube. You can also watch these races on Facebook if you follow the Center Force TV page or the Oval page as well, and you can actually hit play right there on Facebook to watch it as well instead of coming to YouTube. So
actually, a big announcement coming from my team, Adam. We Living Aquarium hopped on board, and we are actually sponsoring the fall race at Michigan this year. So
really
fun.
Awesome, man. That's awesome. For this league,
Yes,
correct?
sir.
For this league?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's awesome. So we have the Living Aquarium. Living Aquarium's an awesome sponsorship, man. I love Living Aquarium. If you haven't checked it out, trust me, go check it out. livingaquarium.net. They're a supporter of all of iRacing. I'm not going to lie. They support the CFR Championship the entire season. That is the entitlement sponsor, Living Aquarium CFR Championship, and going to be back with us next season. Not only that, they help our team in general with team sponsorship, so it's very awesome to have him. We got 3 wide right here with the 33, by the way. Oh, 33 in the wall, 14, big trouble.
Oh.
So we're going to have our second segment now. Because that was big. 33 is probably done.
Holy cow.
He may have a fast repair, but that was big. I don't know how many drivers actually got caught up severely in that. We're watching from the box view now. I see at least 3 drivers was caught up in it, so it's actually not as bad as what I thought. That was just, I hope Dale's okay. sorry, that was not appropriate. I'm sorry. That's just what I thought of when he hit right there.
Oh man,
that was a hard hit though for that 33 car.
That was a pretty hard hit right there.
One more look. We'll take actually a look here at his miles per hour as well, and see what kind of speed he was actually up. I'm not going to see it from that view. No, we're not going to see it from that view. I don't know how fast he was going, because he's not on the track. So I'm saying he was going around 100, or probably around 195, 197.
I'll actually let you know right here.
When he made contact with the wall. Pit stops. Do we see him?
I think we definitely see him. And
Okay.
speedometer on that was showing 180 miles an hour. So
With contact, yeah.
That's
Wow.
a pretty hard lick right there.
Yeah, it is. Luckily, it's a sim, and he'll actually walk away. You know, I was broadcasting with somebody before. I don't want to mention names. It ain't. You probably know him. And the guy hit the wall, and he hit it hard. I forgot who it was. And the guy I was broadcasting with said, "I hope he's able to walk away from that one." I was like, "You realize this is a simulator, right? He's going to walk away." I just found that pretty funny. I don't know. I forgot who it was actually with me. But down and away it goes to 1, followed by the 6 down and away. Jack Williams stayed out. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He is coming out 3rd, then the 38. Followed by the 34, Christopher Matthews. I got my eye on that Christopher Matthews as well. He's starting to do something here. So we'll be anxious to see that. All right, guys, real fast, step away for our final commercial break. And we'll be back right after this for the conclusion of the Simple Man Game Calls Oval Cup Series. Or Oval Simple Man Game Calls Cup Series. Sorry about that. We'll be right back after a quick message.
Yeah, dude.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in
Adam, do you wanna check
cooperation with
Facebook quick?
manufacturers and race teams.
Danny Lowe's telling you to check
iRacing's
Facebook.
web-based interface allows members to compare stats and
Okay.
test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members
Just,
the ability to build a team and participate in
just
races
shoot,
ranging from 3 hours
Tommy
to
Reed.
24 hours.
See why I tease me.
Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar,
I
allowing
saved my
members to
time.
race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Jump forward.
We are back here for the Oval Simple Man Game Calls Cup Series, formerly known as Deep South. And I'm not going to say that many times. I just want people to be aware that that's what it was, stuff like that, now that they know. Anyway, Daytona Shootout. 25 laps to go once we hit the green flag. Possibly trying to get another special guest in here if we can get him. We're having a little bit of trouble with it right now. Trying to get Thomas Reed actually to jump into the TeamSpeak so we can get him in here and talk to him. Right now I don't think we can. And to let you know, Thomas Reed actually did get, he got disconnected from the server, so that's what happened.
Yeah.
So people are wondering, did you find him? If not, I can send it to him.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. You might want to keep an eye up in that TeamSpeak room because
Yep.
a bunch of people up there. Alright. By the way, guys, we will get an interview with the top 3 drivers of the race. So stay tuned for our conclusion and make sure you listen to the interviews. Some of these interviews are always funny to listen to. Right now, though, man, your pick and my pick both is right up there.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm not sure if Brian Hartford got his lap back or not. I'm looking here.
I will look as well, but we were going back green, and he did not, by the way. He did not.
Yeah, okay, so he's still a lap down.
Green flag,
racing,
yep.
We're back at it.
Did he get his lap back? No, he didn't. Never mind. He's
No,
racing
I'm not
Rick
saying
Rose
that.
right now. He's racing Rick Rose to get his lap back right now. We got 3 wide right, well, almost 3 wide. The 70 of Raymond Dorburn's up there driving that, looks like the Bush car, which, by the way, I love. That's one of my favorite Kevin Harvick top paint schemes. Jack Williams with a big push here on this one car, along with Christopher Matthews. Both these guys are kind of familiar with each other. Raced each other a couple times in the CFR Championship. Should have an idea anyway of how to race each other. I think we got Thomas Reed in here now. I think this is him. Thomas, are you in here? Don't think that's him. Move him back up there until I find out. Right now, out on track, though, however, you're seeing it right here. The 1, the 54 to 34, trying to check out Danny Lowe sitting in 4th right now. That would be a big win for this number 79 car. A lot of bad luck last year. However, trying to make it up here tonight. It does fall in line behind the 34 of Chris Matthews. Only 13 drivers on the lead lap right now. Big wreck caused a lot of them to go a lap down. His bottom line starting to work. The 79 pulls out of line. That actually may hurt him. He did pull in front of the 6, who is pretty fast himself, to be honest. He's been up front for a lot of this race. He was really fast later on in this that previous run we just had. Right now, it's pretty much all Casey Heachel leading the way.
Yeah, both their picks are sitting right there, though, for second and third. Jack Williams, Christopher Matthews.
It's too early to pull out a line right now, do you think?
Oh, absolutely. Still with, we got
22,
20 laps to go.
22 to go right here at the line.
Yeah, so we still got quite a ways to go yet.
Looks like everybody pretty much trying to get single file and just run some of these laps out. Oh, the 6 made a very daring move right there. Come back down across the nose of, looked like possibly the 17 car. Josh Sturgill may have had to get out of the gas a little bit so he wouldn't clip him and send him into the wall. Looking right now. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just about to say, don't be surprised if that 54 and that 34 step out.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all, to be honest. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if possibly the 38 may follow him. I'm anxious to see what the 9 does once they do step out. The 9, Daniel Hill's really fast. We've seen it time and time again. So I would not be surprised to see one of them step out here probably soon, I would guess. I mean, we'll wait and see what Jack Williams decides to do. Right now, who do you think's in the best spot, really? Is it Jack Williams, or is it the 34, or is it the 1?
Honestly, it's Jack and Chris. The high side gets a huge run coming off the floor. So I mean, if they're waiting till the last couple laps to get a run out, I think they've got the best shot at it.
Really curious to see when they want to step out. That's pretty much what we're waiting on now. Do they have to pit one more time?
If they're running, I'm not sure if they're running 100% fuel or not. If they are, you might see one more stop. You might actually see a few people short pit because it's going to be pretty close on fuel here.
10-4. Pretty much it's just about a 7 or 8 car breakaway, I would probably say, with the 79. Patrick Green's back there in 8th, and then 6th is Dennis Purvell. I'm anxious to see what something happens here. Who's going to be the first cars to step out? With 6 is starting to get a smaller group together. But to be honest, the 17's got a little bit of nose damage. I don't think he'll be really capable of pushing many people towards the front with that much nose damage, unless he stays tucked up and getting pushed from behind. That'd probably be about the only way. And honestly, I can tell you who the fastest lap was last time by, but honestly, it really don't matter. But it is Daytona, so everybody's going to be really close within tenths of each other. And we are seeing a second group form up top now. We're seeing the 6 that did pull out of line. He's being pushed by the 10 of Richard Rose. And that looks like it really faded away really fast. Now it's just 2 cars up top.
Yeah, it looks like that second group kind of got single file there on that bottom line. They're just kind of riding out.
14 is back there towards the back. He was super fast early on, and then got caught up in the big wreck that we had, and got, I don't want to say door slammed, but to be honest, that's kind of what it was. Earlier on, when somebody didn't think he was underneath him, and he was underneath him, and got hit in the door. So I don't know how much damage he may have, but right now everybody's pretty much single file on that bottom line, just logging laps, which, to be honest, let's be fair, this is the way the race needs to be ran come, next Tuesday night. We do have, to be honest, this is the craziest thing I've ever actually agreed to. We got 3 broadcasts come Friday. I'll be in the booth with Joe Burchett for all 3 races. We got a dual 2 race, 40 laps. Pretty much that's just a shootout race, let's just be honest. 40 laps ain't nothing here. So we'll be in the booth for that, for both races. Then we'll be swapping over to the IRA League as they race Darlington. And then Sunday we're back again to race Darlington in the Xfinity Series, which is going to be chaotic to say the least. Southern Throwback 150. Should be fun though. But right now it's the Simple Man Game Calls Cup Series for the Oval guys. As we do have a lap car up here, by the way. Could this lap car play a factor? He's been getting out of the way. Do you think this lap car can play a factor here?
I don't think so. Everybody's pretty single file, so I don't think it's going to.
It's Michael Redding, so I'm sure he's not. Yeah, I'm sure he won't. He knows what he's doing, so. I say that, and I seen actually somebody that looked like possibly jumped up behind him. Thought about 3 wide right now with him on the top, Richard Rose and him. Going to go by him fairly easy.
I can sort it out pretty quick.
Yeah.
And I do believe we have Tommy Reed in here somewhere.
Okay. See if we can find him. I'm thinking he's the TeamSpeak user.
I think so too.
We'll bring him in and see. Are you Tommy Reed?
Guys, can you hear me?
We got you. Are you there?
How about? Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. You finally figured out TeamSpeak, huh?
No. Not at all.
So we're sitting here commenting on some of this, the people that's racing right now, and you're the main, league admin. You're the one that created the Oval Simple Man Game Calls Cup Series. And what's your expectations for this year as far as, everything that you're expecting from the league?
Well, from everything I've seen tonight, from the driver's seat, it was good up until technology happened, and I still can't explain to you what happened on my end. But it's, once you get past Daytona, I expect it to be intense for a long period of time. I think you're gonna have your ups and downs in the season when it comes to competition, but it's gonna be wild.
Watching right now, we're seeing Daniel Hill get a big run up alongside. It looks like that's the 68.
33 is actually down in the grass somewhere.
Oh yeah, he's backing up. Oh my lord. Okay.
Not really sure what happened there, but we're gonna
that was one of the biggest wrecks we've ever seen here. Wow, that was insane. We'll get a quick replay here.
That was really strange.
That was very odd. The 33 backs up into the track for some reason. Don't know what.
That was a
31. I'm sorry, the 31. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Tyler Spooner.
Yeah, something must have happened there. I'm not sure. Well,
so it looks like Tyler Spooner and Alan Oliver just kind of riding it out. They got both pretty heavy damage, so I think they're just logging laps here. Watching to see what happens.
Yeah, I'm watching the replay with them as well. It looks like the 31 may have actually turned to 33 and then maybe went down and clipped the apron and came back up into the wall itself, and then...
Oh my goodness. That was...
I'm kind of surprised he didn't push the brakes, to be honest. That took out the leader, though. He did not lock him down, so I'm kind of surprised by that. That's rough for KC, man. That's got to be really upsetting for him.
I
Super
believe him and
fast
Jack
race.
Williams and a couple other people were involved in that as well.
Yeah, that's very. I'm trying to see. I know Jack and the 34 made it through it. No, Jack did not get no damage. Somehow, somehow the 34 got a little bit of rear end damage, but
So it was the 1, and I believe the 6 as well got some.
yeah, that was wow. So
The
yeah,
68 also got involved in that. Huge.
so yeah, Thomas. This season you brought a bunch of new sponsors on board. Do you want to go ahead and tell some people about some of the sponsors you got?
Yeah, we have, Center Force TV came on board with us, and obviously you guys are going to be down there, all season long and in Atlanta. But our big one is Simple Man Game Calls. They came on board and sponsored the whole series, and we got a whole bunch of others. Alabama Mentor Group. Big one for us is RockAuto.com. They're sponsoring 2 races, and we've had a bunch of people really help us out in this off season, and I got to give credit to Danny Lowe. Danny's been working hard since probably around Homestead when we started this, and so around end of November. And to see the results of it, this is just the beginning of it, and I'm telling you guys, it's going to be awesome this coming season.
And for people that don't understand, why don't you explain how big of a help, honestly, I know because I run my own league, how big of a help is sponsors coming on board, honestly?
Well, we have a lot of guys around here who race not only nationwide, but they race worldwide. I mean, we got drivers from Canada. I even have an application from a gentleman from Mexico, and the sponsors really help out a lot, and they've been a big help. And it's not only it's to show the dedication of these guys every week, and they obviously deserve something for all their time, and the sponsors that have come on board have just been phenomenal, and we couldn't have done it without them, and this season couldn't be nearly successful without them.
Well, I'll be honest, from everything I've seen, people talking in general about the league, and me and you talked a little bit about this the other day when we had our meeting. You got how many people signed up for the league now?
Yeah, right now we got 79 people signed up, which is why we're having to do that qualifying session the way we are at Daytona, because it's a little bit hectic. So we got 79 people signed up, so we're having to do a 25-hour qualifying session just to get people the opportunity to get in. So it's
wow, that's amazing.
It's just ain't it though?
It really is, considering everybody was there last year. Most of the guys that's in here was there last year, but you wasn't fielding full field. You know what I mean? And to see how much it's actually grown just after one season, it is very impressive, and I gotta say that you've done an excellent job. I mean, not only that, I mean, you said Danny Lowe, you brought him on. He's done a great job from everything I've seen him do. So I'm really anxious to see. My personal opinion, this has been one of the fastest growing leagues in iRacing in a long time that I've seen how fast it's grown. That includes mine. So yeah, I got to give everybody that works on it a lot of credit for that.
Well, it's a group effort. I can't do this by myself. I tried last year, and it's a lot of work. And it makes it a lot easier when you get people helping you. And I've been fortunate enough to have a lot of people give constructive criticism throughout, all last season and during the off season. But I'll tell you, with what we've seen on track so far, we got a few laps to go here. Be about 10 laps to go when we hit the line.
9 when we hit the I think white or the green flag, I believe.
All right, yeah. There's a couple of guys in there that I've been watching. I told some folks that Patrick Green was my dark horse, and I think he's coming on. I think he'll be up there.
You mentioned, we talked about that in the meeting as well. Patrick Green almost won the championship last year, and you expect big things out of him this year. I mean, do you think there's a chance that he could have a chance at winning the championship as well this year?
Well, anybody can do it. I mean, and I made the prediction last year, and I think people kind of thought I was being bold for doing it. But I stand by what I said. I think we'll have 25 people eligible to race in the chase for those 16 spots. And now with almost 80 people signed up, and I've actually had to close the registration temporarily until after Daytona because we're running low on space.
Wow.
After Daytona, they'll open back up. But I mean, even during this broadcast, I've already had 2 people try to sign up.
Wow,
And,
that's amazing.
Yeah, it could be anybody. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope it's me. But but I may not be. I don't know.
You made the Final Four last season. You did make the Final Four, right? I can't remember. Yeah, you
Yes,
did.
I did. Yes.
I'm sure you expect to get back there this year, and I'm going to ask you as a racer the same thing that I asked Jesse at the start of the broadcast. Now, he's in here. He's broadcast with me tonight. He's actually scouting people. Have you been watching people that you know that you can work with come this season?
Oh yeah. I was working real well with Casey. Up until the wreck happened, which I still haven't seen the replay on that. iRacing kicked me out as soon as it happened. I came down pit road and it kicked me off. So
there's been a lot of people. Honestly, tonight I had trouble actually loading in. It took forever, and I had to connect like 3 times before it finally worked. No idea why. And a lot of people iRacing ever since the new latest build, been a little weird. I don't know, but
well, it is what it is. But Casey worked good, so I'm thinking Casey. Rick Rose will be fast, but he won't be here for Daytona.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be in Daytona.
Yep.
About to go back green flag racing here at Daytona. Pace car pulls in, and we are back green flag at Daytona International Speedway. It looks like Christopher Matthews, Jesse, your pick, already out to almost a 2-car length lead here. He's fast. I'm gonna be honest. Chris Matthews has proven he could be fast.
Yeah, absolutely. He shows a lot of speed on track. He's good in everything I've seen him drive so far. So he'll be one to watch out for this year.
Real fast. Go ahead,
They
Tom.
also watched Dennis Pavel. He was quick early last year. Had to take some time off. He has come right back up to where he normally runs right up
We
front.
see him right now running in second place. Looks like we only going to have about 8 laps to go once they cross the finish line. I'm hoping this finishes under green. But with anything, these guys, they're racing for everything. There's only 2 points can go a long way. But it's pretty much bragging rights for the shootout, like you mentioned earlier, Thomas. So I wouldn't be super surprised to see a wreck here late, especially, since it is for pride. But now we got a chance for a pass at the lead. Dennis Pavel going across the top, and he should be able to take that spot with ease, pushed by the 38 of Cody Wright. We seen Cody last year do well in a couple races.
Yeah, and it's a lot of it here with this package. I've noticed tonight, the inside line is where you need to be. But if you can make a good run off the corner, make it, and then hopefully you can bring your pushing buddy with you, because that's the only way you're gonna make a pass on the outside. See right there with Patrick Green, he kind of got shuffled out to the outside. He can't go anywhere.
You can see Patrick Green right here in the 8 car. He's up on the high line, and now he falls in line. Now he's looking to go to the bottom. He does finally get a hole in the bottom. Looks like that is the 34 of Chris Matthews up top, but no help. I will mention Jack Williams after sitting on pit road for a long time. But Jesse, I think he did get a little bit of damage from that wreck, and because he does not have the pace to keep up right now, it seems. Oh, trouble! 17. 17's going to go around in the grass. That was Josh Sturgill. No caution flies. And we're going to be, if a caution does come out, it may actually end the race. We don't know yet. 6 laps to go at the line. Not sure what happened there.
No caution there.
So, yeah, no caution will fly.
Josh Sturgill, actually one of my favorite drivers in the league. Sorry, Thomas. But one of my favorite drivers in the league. He always brings cool-looking paints. That's why he's one of my favorites. So I'm anxious to see.
Kevin Strandberg's hitting pit road, too. I think he's got some damage, too.
I think you may be right. Yeah, he is on pit road right now. By the way, the 14, how do you pronounce his last name?
Hochbruckner. Tim Hochbruckner.
Hochbruckner, okay. Man, I always butcher his name.
It took me some time. But guys, my other 2 dark horses are together. Daniel Hill, Patrick Green. Those are my 2 who I thought would be fast, and they're running 3rd and 4th right there.
I'm not surprised at all to see Daniel Hill up front. He won a couple races last year. I can't remember how many he won off the top of my head. He may only win 1, but I know he was up front at a lot of races. So let me ask both of you questions now, since both of y'all are in here. Thomas, we'll start with you first. If you're this 9 car or the 38, when do you pull out a line to try to go for the lead?
With about a half a lap to go. Coming off turn 2, that's where I would make my move if it was me.
Jesse,
if you can make it earlier, go ahead, but you're going to have to block if you're going to do that earlier.
Jesse, your thoughts
Yeah,
on
I
it?
agree with Tommy right there. Looking about half a lap, you're pulling out and trying to get a huge run there.
I'm really happy to see the 79 of Danny Lowe running good. He had a lot of bad luck last year. He's actually going to check out of line right now. He may try to go forward. Here comes the 8. He's going to come up with them. 8 of Patrick Green trying to go to the front now. He's going to fall back in line. The 79 is going to get left out.
Yep, it happens. You've got to hold that bottom. If you guys can't go early on, you've got to hold the bottom. But I wouldn't count Danny out yet. We still got some time. Not a whole lot. Here comes the 9 to the outside.
Here comes the 9 of Daniel Hill. We're going to see if the 8 goes with him. Anybody going to go with him? Here comes the 11 of Bradley Wilson. And the 34.
Yeah, that's Chris Matthews.
Yep, Chris Matthews looking to possibly go with him. And he can't make up his mind yet. He's looking in the middle of both of them. And he's going to let the 9 back in. And actually,
to go right here.
Bradley Wilson starting to catch in the back of this draft as well. So any of these guys can still win this race.
I think you should expect to watch the 38 jump out, and then the 8's going to either go with him, and they're both going to go to the front and leave the 9 or the 6 hanging out to dry, or the 8 will leave him out to dry and try to take care of the 6 himself.
The last time by, I know this is, really don't matter as much as it was Daytona, but the 8 was the fastest the previous lap by. We'll see what happens here as we continue. 3 laps to go down the backstretch. Into turn number 3. Got about a 7-car breakaway. There's nobody else within at least 4 seconds of them. Jack Williams 4 seconds behind. So one of these 7 guys will be walking out here. The Oval Simpleman Game Calls Cup Series Shootout winner here at Daytona. 2 laps to go.
Watch that 38, guys. I'm telling you, here they go. Right here into turn 1. They're going to break out.
The 9 is looking to the high side. Now, who will jump up? The 38 may jump up here on the high line as well at the end of the turn. We'll see if he does. 38's thinking about going up.
If you're going to run that outside, you've got to have somebody pushing you. Pushing all the way through there. But they've got
Danny Lowe, yep.
on the outside.
Danny Lowe jumps up and makes up 4 cars going to the outside. Now, it looks like 79 is going to fall back in line, and it's going to leave the 9 on the outside, followed by the 34 of Chris Matthews.
How about my boy Danny Lowe? Come on, Danny.
I'd love to see him get a win here, man. I ain't going to lie. I would love to see that happen. That'd be awesome. White flag is in the air.
When does the 38 make his move? We got a lap car coming up here. That's Raymond Dormer going into 1. They'll catch him down the back straightaway.
Could play a factor. We'll see what happens. Danny Lowe trying to figure out a way to get by this 8 car, but it looks like he's not going to be able to get there just yet. Now the 38 may look to the low side. Now he's going to get back in line behind the 6. Here comes a good push from the outside. 79 getting a push, and it looks like the 8's going to come up and block that momentum. So it's going to be the 38. It's going to be a tough pass with no help from anybody. The 6 and the 38 of Cody Wright. We'll see what happens with the 8 here if he can close the gap.
A bit of a run off the corner. I don't know if he's got enough time though.
It looks like to the checkered flag. The 38 jumps to the outside.
He's going to get to
at the strap. Who was it? Dennis Preble. Wins by just
3,000th of a second.
3,000th of a second. Yep. Wow, what a race, man. What a finish. That's how you race.
Awesome. Got
to give Cody Wright a lot of credit for doing that. And Patrick Green. We're going to get our interviews, guys, with our top 3. And we'll come back here and get everybody's thoughts on the race and stuff like that. It's the fireworks go off in the background. That was a great finish, guys. Dennis Preble with his first win of the season. That's a lot of momentum, too, heading into next week. Well, I'm sorry, this Friday and next week.
Absolutely. This is about where he left off. He had to pull out some races last year, but he got some big wins last year. That was pretty awesome now.
Here he comes to the start-finish line. He's going to burn the house down. We're going to get our interviews here with the top 3. We'll start with our winner. Once he starts burning them down, we'll go into the sim and talk to him through the grass.
Man, I thought he was going to bounce up and hit the wall.
I did too. Started second, only led 9 laps. Dennis Preble will be your winner here tonight at Daytona International Speedway. See if we can get a couple interview here, or interview real fast with him. Hey, Dennis, you got a copy?
About.
Hey, Dennis, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Man, you brought it home. P1 tonight. Started from the outside pole, led only 9 laps. What was your biggest issue on trying to, to keep everybody behind you? What was your biggest issue you faced for tonight?
Well, mostly in the beginning of the race, I was trying to see how fast, how everyone was moving around the track. And then I got caught up in a wreck, that first wreck there, first caution. And didn't want to use my fast repair just yet, and then I just mostly stayed in the back most of the race, to just keep my car clean, make sure I don't get into anything else. And then at the end there, I got my fast repair done, I had a clean car, and I just tried to get to the front. And then the biggest issue was just that outside. That outside could be fast. We got a lot of partners there, and I made sure to look up there. And I looked at that 38, Cody Wright. He was right there behind me, gave me good pushes there, and the outside did not work.
You mentioned the 38 of Cody working with you a little bit. Now, this coming Friday, we got the Daytona Duels, and then the big races next Tuesday. Did you find a couple people in here that you can actually work with, that you can trust a little bit, and hopefully get up there and win the big race next Tuesday?
Definitely. I mean, I've been on this league last season too. I have some familiar names here that I've worked with last year on super speedway tracks. Cody Wright definitely is one of them. I held his line. He was fast. He knows where I was going, and I'll definitely look out for him and a few others on Tuesday. I just got to give a shout out to one of my sponsors, DNScollectibles.com, and obviously I have Spotify on the hood today. They're a good music program. Good, nice to listen to music too.
Well, good job, man, and we'll hop over and talk to Cody and see what's up with him. Hey, Cody, you got a copy? Hey, Cody, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Well, man, you started way back in the field tonight, and you had one of the most cleanest cars that I've seen all night. We talked a little bit about you there during the race. Finished second. Is there anything you wish you would have done a little bit different? Maybe go a little bit earlier and see if you could have got a run on the 6th car, or was you pretty content on how you finished and what kind of move you made?
I'm actually really happy where I finished. Starting back in 21st there, it was really just to see if I could get to the front, try to find some people to work with, kind of see how people were going to hold their lines out there. Had to avoid a couple of things, but finishing second kind of right where I wanted to be. Now,
last year, we've seen you run quite a few races. You had an up-and-down year. What's going to be your main goal for this season? I know everybody goes to championship, but what would make you happy, from a driver standpoint? Like I said, I know the championship's awesome, but what is your main goal for this season?
Honestly, it's going to be to knock off the little mistakes, the poor pit stops, the not getting in or spinning out trying to get into the pit. Just trying not to get caught up in all the little things during the race.
Well, second place finish, man. That's very impressive, especially from where you started. Keep up the good work. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Just Tommy Reed for the league and Simple Man Game Calls for coming on and supporting us and making this league grow. It's going to be great this year, and just Dennis, and it's great working with him. I'm glad we were able to get to the front and hold on.
Well, good job, man, and I'm sure we'll probably be seeing you Friday for the Daytona Duels, so keep up the good work, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, thank you. Have a good night.
Next up, we got Patrick Green. Hey, Patrick, you got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, third place tonight. You almost won the championship last year, and I want to touch a little bit on that. We'll start with tonight first, then we'll move to the championship talk. You finished third. Is there anything that you wish you would have done a little bit different? Maybe pull out a line a little bit earlier or anything to try to get up there and take the win away from the 6?
Not really. I mean, I was coming from the back from the beginning. I got to draw to start in the rear, and Yeah, the way that the outside line works here, there's no way you're going to go anywhere anyways. I would have just fallen back and lost more spots, I think.
Now, last year you had a good chance at winning the championship. This is a whole new season. I'm sure that you're going to try to go after it again. Is there anything that you want to do a little bit different this season to maybe put yourself in a better position to win that championship?
Yeah, maybe be more aggressive on restarts. And last year, especially on plate tracks, I would lay in the back and wait for problems to happen, and I'd still get stuck in them. So no more of that. I'll just go up to the front every time I can from here on out.
Yeah, the front's always a good place to be. Anybody want to give a shout out to? The third place started way back in the back as well. Anybody want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, just Tommy Reed. He's been putting in a lot of work over the off season, making this league a lot bigger than it has been in the past, and it continues to grow. And I also wanted to thank the Simple Man Game Call for coming on board to help Tommy out.
Well, man, I look forward to seeing how you run this season. It's going to be a fun season. Good luck, and we'll be talking to you here soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, so take a look real fast at our final results. You got Dennis Prevail, Cody Wright, Patrick Green, Bradley Wilson, top four. Daniel Hill will finish fifth. Danny Lowe. Christopher Matthews, got to be a little bit disappointing for him, as well as Jack Williams. But there's Justin Epperson will finish in ninth. Josh Sturgeon will finish in 10th. Raymond Dormer, Casey Heschel will finish in 12th. Brian Harfer will finish 13th. Tim, I'm going to butcher the name. Please help me.
Oh, Tim Hopbruckner.
There you go. Thank you very much. Michael Reddick will finish in 15th. Rick Rose will finish 16th. Kevin Strandberg, 17th. Tyler Spooner will finish in 18th. Alan Wild in 19th. Got to be a little bit disappointed for him as well. Aaron Taylor, I was really anxious to see how he would run tonight. I haven't really seen him race a whole lot, but I'm anxious to hopefully see him here soon and see what he can do. Rodney Scott and Thomas Reed. Now, Jesse, we'll start with you. What's your final thoughts on the race?
That was one heck of a finish for sure. A lot of good racing throughout the whole night, and makes me look forward to the duels on Friday and the big one on Tuesday.
Well, thanks for joining me in the booth as always, Tommy. What's your thought? I mean, you wasn't in here for the entire broadcast, but you was in the race a little bit and you watched it. What was your thoughts on your first, from an owner standpoint? What was your thoughts on the race?
I thought the racing was good, but the restrictor plate tracks are fickle. And, guys who get on there and you'll have guys who will leave on top of the mountain. You'll have guys who will leave like they're under the mountain, and you'll have guys who are just happy to leave. So I think this race right here being an exhibition, maybe some people threw some caution to the wind. But there's a lot on the line Friday night. A lot on the line. So I think from the driver's seat we learned a lot. And hopefully we can take it in Friday. Bring it home.
Man, y'all pretty much took every word out of my mouth. I thought the racing at the end was fantastic. I hope we really see that, come next Tuesday and this Friday. That'd be awesome. So they pretty much said everything I was going to say, guys. So the next time we'll be live will be Friday. We actually got 3 broadcasts that night, 2 for the Simple Man Game Calls Cup Series for the Oval guys. And then we'll be for the IRA League. Then we'll be back Sunday for the CFR Championship. Fun week of racing coming up at you on YouTube. Be sure to check them out on Facebook. You can follow Center Force TV. You can follow Oval. Go check out Simple Man Game Calls at simplemangamecalls.com. And have fun. I'm glad everybody tuned in to watch it. Thanks for everybody for watching. For Adam Chapman, Jesse Gavey, and Thomas Reed. God bless, and I'll talk to everybody here soon.